Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be cleaning out my makeup bag, which ironically is actually a Glossier beauty bag. And I know I have an entire video where I out Glossier, but like the merch is so cute and I've had this for a long time. So let's just leave that where it is. In case you're new to my channel, my very first video I think was a couple of makeup ideas for going out and stuff that was like more gender neutral, gender friendly, as opposed to just like wing-eyed, cut crease, full beat glam. And don't get me wrong, I love that part of YouTube. I've been watching beauty gurus, I think since the beginning of me using YouTube, and mainly because they're my comfort creators. I actually don't really get many product recommendations from beauty gurus. I just love being a consumer and I love hearing about what other people think. And I've definitely gleaned a lot of secondhand information because of all the videos I've watched. So over the last couple of years, I have built up like my kind of more fun going out makeup and my casual everyday undetectable makeup. And I don't wear makeup every day, but I love having products that when I do want to use them, they work really well. So I just unpacked my entire makeup kit and I'm gonna show you what's in like the bag that I reach for the most often. I have a bunch of palettes and other things, but honestly, I'd probably save those for another video because there's quite a lot to palettes. Okay, so up first, I actually want to talk about one of my favorite products ever. It's the Suva Beauty Hydrafix liners. I've got the blue, yellow, black, white, and orange pink versions, and all of these are actually UV activated, which is really fun. In that very first YouTube video that I had on my channel, I use these to do a couple of different graphic liner looks, and I love them because you paint them on with water and then they basically dry down and they're kind of a gel consistency, but they're very dry and matte, so they don't come off very easily with water and sweat, which is super important for me when I'm going out and I'm dancing and I'm wearing these and they glow in the dark. The only thing to note about these is that when you put them on, if you mess up, you really need to make sure to remove everything that you possibly can, because if you don't, you will have UV smudges all over your face when you go out at the club. The next product I have is actually the Milk Makeup Color Chalk eyeshadows. And these were kind of one of the very first like play pigments that I'd ever used, because now there's a ton, everybody and their mom makes them. But what makes these really cool is that I love the color selection and they come in this little case, but they're actually these chalks inside and you can rip off the wrapper as you use it. But they're just super easy. When I very first started playing with makeup, this was one of the first things I bought because I didn't want an entire shadow palette and I just wanted a handful of colors. And these were super easy. I would put them on my finger and just smudge them on my eye, or I could smudge them from the actual chalk themselves. And I just love them. I don't really use them much anymore, but the colors are all really beautiful. They don't get gross in a palette and they're super easy to travel with. So I have 4 right here and I think that they make like 10 or 12. I actually don't even know if they make these anymore. I just love them. Now we have a couple Glossier things because like, of course we do. Of course it's minimal makeup. Of course I have Glossier at some point. Like, who doesn't at this point? I have the OG Clear Boy Brow, the Solar Paint, which I actually think just got discontinued, and the Cloud Paint. I'm pretty sure they actually just replaced the Solar Paint with Cloud Paint bronzers, which I think is a fantastic idea. I will say, I've had this Cloud Paint for so long, I should absolutely get rid of it, but I won't because it's a pretty color and there's a lot left in it. These are like cream to powder shadows, or blushes, or now bronzers, whatever you want. The paint tube I know is not the easiest thing to apply with, but it is so cute and you get so much product in here. And I've probably had this for like 4 or 5 years now, which is not good, but I'm not getting rid of it because I love this one. The thing I am getting rid of is Boy Brow. I just don't use it. I obviously have brows of my own, and the idea of like keeping them in place is just kind of pointless. I don't feel like Boy Brow really ever did anything for me. And Solar Paint, I actually really liked. It has a little bit of shimmer in it, but you could never tell on the skin. And I liked the amount of product that you got in the tube. It made it easy to apply. I just don't really use bronzers very much. It was more like I want to try this as opposed to I really need this. So I'll keep it in my kit, but like, I don't really use it very much. Okay, so I have a couple of primers here, and there's really only one that I actually care about. I have this e.l.f. Electric Mood / Tovlo. It's like a priming balm. Forgot I honestly had this. I'm gonna get rid of it. I have the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, and honestly, I kind of think eyeshadow primers are pointless. I would love for somebody that comments to prove me wrong and tell me which one I should try that actually makes a difference. But I just feel like this made my eyelid oily, and my eyelids are already oily, so I don't really need the extra oil, you know? The one that I think is very worth the money that I think I've mentioned in a video in the past is the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Universal Primer. It's a primer and oil control combo. You have like a balm inside and it actually comes with a spatula. And it really does blur and mattify your skin in a way that nothing else has. It is the strangest consistency because it goes on almost oily and then it really mattifies. But I don't use this very often, but when I do, I definitely notice a difference and my pores look less noticeable. The other two that I have mentioned in a video in the past is the Milk Blurring Primer and the Morphe 2 Pore Perfecting Stick. I think that these things kind of do the same thing. The Milk one is more expensive. The Morphe one I think is still available and you just rub it on your pores. My issue with both of these types of products over the Danessa Myricks one is that they end up a little bit oily on your skin. So when you're trying to minimize pores or texture or oil, having a product that over time kind of emulsifies into a little oily of a consistency is not the most loved effect, I would say. But especially if you don't have an oily T-zone, I think that you would love these. On the liner front, I have the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Matte. These things are lit as hell. These are amazing. I have a black one that I used for Halloween because I used to paint a skull makeup on my face a couple times. And ever since I did it the last time, I have no idea where the black one went, but just like the Suva Hydrafix liners, the Color Fix liners from Danessa Myricks are so good. They make a ton of different colors. This tube is huge. Like I still have well over half and I've had this for years and they just stay in place. I think that they have UV activated ones, but most of the time they're just matte or super glitter shimmer. And if you do not want your liner or your graphic work to budge, these are absolutely the product to get. And you will keep them forever because it comes with so much product. The other two liners that I have that have kind of replaced the Danessa, they serve different purposes, is the Trixie Hotline Gel Liners. Now, obviously, if you know anything about Trixie Mattel or drag, you need makeup to stay and not budge and not melt off your face. So if there's anybody I was gonna buy liners from, it was gonna be Miss Mattel. And I have used these liners a couple times. I haven't done many graphic liners recently, but I got the white and I have the black. And it's super white and it's super black and they are matte and they dry and they don't really budge. You need to work with them relatively quickly because they don't budge, but they're fantastic. They are cheap as hell. I think this is $18. You get a ton of product in here. It's going to last a long time. You can support a queer artist and a small business, need I say more. Another thing I have from Trixie Mattel is actually the Sunny Bunny Cream Bronzer Stick. It's like the Trixie stick. And this color is good for me. It is a little too warm almost. So even though it's a bronzer and I get that, I don't really use it as a bronzer. I almost use it as a contour the few times I've used it. I just don't pick it up very often. But for the price and the packaging and the formula, it's great. So if this is something you're interested in, I know they also make blushes. And instead of buying the Cloud Paint ones that come in a squeeze tube, you could buy a stick that's also in the shape of a heart. Now, these three products are discontinued and I'm so sad that they're discontinued because they're literally amazing. It's the Morphe 2 Glitter Pots. So I have Confetti, Whoa, and Bright Idea. It's the Jelly Eye Shimmers from Morphe 2. They are amazing, and one in particular I always use and I'm running out of, so I honestly need a recommendation. They're these jelly pots, and it's this gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous shimmer. This one's Confetti. It looks really dark, but it's just clear glitter with no color in the base. And it's amazing. It's like relatively like larger glitter. It's not super, super fine. And it is so fun at festivals or when you go out to like, if you just want to throw glitter on, this is the glitter you throw on. But I don't think that they make them anymore because all the Morphe stores closed and they never have these at Target. And I'm pretty sure I looked online and I couldn't find them. So if anybody is a dupe for these, I would love, because the other two colors I have are like a bronzy color and like a champagne color. And they're such pretty toppers and they stay in place and they're relatively easy to clean off. And I'm just very sad that I won't be able to use these one day. I usually wear the glitter I just showed you with the Fenty Diamond Balm in How Many Carats. I mean, need I say more? Fenty makes a million products and they're all gorgeous. And this is not cheap. I think this is $40, but I've had it for years. And the reason why I love this highlighter so much is because I use it for a million different uses. But the main reason why it's so important to me is because it has no color in the base. So when you want to add glitter to any shadow, to any look, anywhere on your body, it is super easy and flattering because it's almost like a white silvery glitter that really catches the light and I think is flattering on all skin tones because it doesn't have that base color. Now, these two products I actually never really used, but I'm very happy that I have them. It is the Danessa Myricks Twin Flames Multichrome Pigment. I have it in True Love and Soulmate. It's like a blue color and a green color, and they're duochrome pigments, and they are so gorgeous. And especially if you want to make an impact, these are very much the products. They have a lot of different colors, and what I actually really like about them, the doe foot applicator is flat, and then it's got like a very clear edge. And I actually use this to do specific lines or to like carve out part of my eye, and it worked really well. The reason why I suggest these is because if you're looking for duochrome pigments, these are great because they're pretty, but they're also very, very hard to get off. You will not sweat these off. You will not wipe these off. You need an oil-based makeup cleanser and a makeup wipe, and you need to go at it for a minute because once they're locked in, they are set. Now for complexion, I don't really use these products very often, but when I use them, I really need them to work, and I need like cover up makeup to be undetectable. I do not want any level of makeup to be detectable. I want it to be seamless because I take good care of my skin and I want people to think that my skin is always perfect. The first two are actually the same product. It's the Onesize Turn Up the Base Powder Foundations. I have a lighter color and a darker neutral color. And I mean, Onesize knows what they're doing. All of their products seem to be amazing. Their packaging is really smart. The formulas really, really work. And the reason why I actually really love these powder foundations is that you cannot tell I'm wearing them at all. I definitely have an oily T-zone, and sometimes I want to mattify, especially if I'm going to dinner, or sometimes I'm trying to cover up a little bit of discoloration or redness. And these powders, especially if you apply with a light hand, do a really good job of blurring and just kind of like melting everything together. I have used them for years at this point. Nobody has ever noticed that I've ever worn makeup when I've worn them. And I think that they're priced well, especially for the amount of product that you get in these compacts, and the shade range is really wide. The main thing that everybody needs to remember about shade ranges is it's not even necessarily the color, it's more the undertone and the tint. I have a more sheet white piece of paper, graph paper in the winter type of face and complexion, but you would think that my white face would be relatively easy to match for, and it's not because of my undertones. I usually need cool undertones, and finding cool undertones that match me and aren't too pink or aren't too bright is actually pretty difficult, and it was very easy with the Onesize line. The other two products are the NARS Soft Matte Concealer and the Fenty Skintint. And the Fenty Skintint is great. It's a little bit more detectable than the powder. I've noticed that cream and liquid base products are actually usually more noticeable on my skin than powder is, which I find kind of interesting. So I don't use this one too much, but if I'm like doing something specific and I really need like more coverage, I will use this. Also, it was like $40 and I just don't want to get rid of it. My spot concealing is with the NARS Soft Matte Concealer, and I wear the shade Toffee, and depending on how tan I am or how just sheet white I am, this is a very good match for my skin. And the reason why I like this concealer is because it's matte and it's very high coverage. So when I'm looking to spot conceal, especially like a little bit of razor burn or a pimple, if the color matches this part of my face, this product is great. It doesn't budge and it's not very noticeable. The other thing that I use all the time is this Poketo pocket mirror. I got it at a, look, there you guys are, hi. I got it at a boutique, so honestly, I don't even know if you can get this online anymore. I just love the fact that it is small and easy to hold in my hand, because for travel, this is perfect. And the reason why I really like it is because when I flip it, I can hold the whole bottom piece and really keep it stable in my hand, because I will use this all the time when I'm doing graphic liner and I need to get really close. It is just a normal mirror, it's not a magnification, so I can't like obsess over the size of my pores, which I think is a good thing for everybody. The last thing I keep in my kit, which you actually can't buy anymore, but I'm hoping that they come back with, is the Onesize Makeup Removing Mist. They have a makeup setting spray that's good, but this makeup removing mist is so lit. I'm so obsessed with it, and I never want it to go away, even though it already has. Apparently, rumor has it they're coming out with a new version, but it smells amazing. You spray it over your face. You barely need any. It gets all makeup off. It doesn't strip my skin. I don't have to use makeup wipes. I just love it. I used to stock up on it whenever I could find it because it was very hard to find. But rumor has it they're coming out with a new version, or a version that's not in a spray bottle because it's a little messy. So if you can find it, love it. Haven't found anything else like it. So that's my entire makeup kit. These are all of the products that I use more regularly that are in my bag all the time. And I don't wear makeup that often, but when I do, I want my products to really work. And these are the ones that really work for me, except for Boy Brow. Boy Brow is getting tossed. So I hope that this helped somebody out there. I hope that you guys are interested in these types of reviews. I know quite a lot about makeup only because I watch so many beauty gurus, and I really care about either super fun, impactful makeup with clean skin or clean skin through makeup and nobody knows. So if that's your type of vibe, let me know in the comments below. I would love other video ideas of what I should be talking about or reviewing in the beauty skincare space. And other than that, I will see you guys in my next video. Make sure to like and subscribe because that's the thing that YouTubers say. And I have so many new subscribers, so I would love for you to be one of them. I'll see you guys in my next video.